G'day fellas, welcome to a casted game between Yukietty, spawning in the north of the map, playing as the Hausa, and his opponent, the Lizard King, playing Sweden in the south of the map. This game has just recently happened, it's on the most recent patch, so everything that you see here is going to be up to date. These players have just played this game within the last 15 minutes, and I've managed to get this through the in-game browser. So we're going to be taking a look and seeing exactly what happens here. So I'm curious to see exactly how it's going to unfold, because obviously we do have Sweden here. Sweden has been nerfed recently. Looks like he's going to be able to spot out a potential treasure here. I'm curious to see if he actually is paying attention or not. Looks like he's going to be walking past it, so Lizard King is not paying attention. He's only just realized now. So if you are wondering what the ranks of these players are, I'm going to be flashing them up on the screen right now. So you can see that Lizard King making a little bit of a mistake there, costing him in the early game. Now, we do see 2 Torps have been placed down. Now, one of the things to note is, I'm not sure exactly what Lizard King's going to be doing, because I think he might be going idle here. And I think he's only just realized it now, so I'm not sure how proficient Lizard King is at Sweden. Maybe he's just decided to the nerfs, or now that the nerfs have come in, maybe he's decided, you know what, I can play it. I think he might have been going for a 3rd Torp in age 1 rather, but going idle there for, geez, that must have been close to 15 seconds that he went idle, so a really long time. Let's tune back in on Yukietty. We'll see exactly what he's up to. So it looks like he's down towards the south of the map, near the base of the Lizard King. He's going to be spotting out a nice little treasure here. We can see that he's already sold 1 cow, and with that cow, it looks like he's actually researched the hunting dogs upgrade, or the hunting traps, or village dogs, I think it's called. We can tell because of the accelerated gather rate there that his villagers have got, so 0.97, much higher. I think it would be 0.92 without that upgrade, so not a bad little upgrade for himself as well. Obviously sold one of the cows to drop down a house as well, because the consequence of having to, how do you say, having to chop for that extra wood, it's very prohibitive, causes a very late age up. So let's take a look at his deck. We'll see what Yukietty's running with. Looks like a bit of a standard deck here, more focused towards the fortress and the second age. So we've got one of the interesting cards, Air Berbers here. So this is going to be sending in a Berber Nomad for each trading post and town center that you've constructed. We've also got the 5 Lafidi Knights in age 2. And we see all the standard big age 3 shipments, as well as the 5 Center Horsemen and the Cannoneers in age 3. So very typical stuff. Quite a heavy influence focus, as well as this card right here, which is Sahelian Kingdom. So it increases native warrior, outlaws, and mercenaries by 15, 15, and 10% respectively. So a very decent card here as well. Yukietty continuing just to scout out up on the north, using his chaos ability here on a 30 wood treasure. Probably not the best use of it, but you're not really going to be using it on anything else, so definitely makes sense to be using it there. You may as well. We take a look back over at his opponent and see exactly what he's up to. So it looks like in the north of the map, 3 colonial gunslingers are guarding this. Take a look at these new treasures. Look at that. They look like they're, oh my lord. I've not seen these before. Defeat this guardian to collect its treasure. They look like are they British? I mean, they're colonial, right? So they must be, right? What other treasures has he spotted? He spotted 70 wood here, really nice treasure, and a 30% hyena. So, or 30% HP treasure guarded by hyenas, I should say. Looks like he's going to be having a little bit of a late age up here, so doing a 15 villager age up. He does have those 3 Torps down, so I'm not sure exactly what strategy he's going for with the Torps. Only one of the Torps is actually collecting food from a carcass at the moment. So Torps in the most recent patch have been significantly nerfed. So when I say significantly, I mean significantly. Gather rates have been decreased across the board. For coin and for food. Age up now going to be in queue. It's going to be a late age up. He gets it up in queue, going up with the Philosopher Prince. So something a little bit more tempo orientated rather than going up with the 2 cows, the 2 settlers. And now in the transition period, going to be sending out all of these villagers out onto trees. So it looks like he's got 1 villager here that might be heading down this way towards this mine. So definitely knows what he's doing. 2nd villager going to be going up to the north as well. Spotting that out. 1 villager just doing a nice little bit of herding here. He's got plenty of coin mines. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 that are all relatively safe. Obviously, when it comes to the safety of these coin mines, I guess you could dispute these 2 because they're not particularly safe. But, I mean, they're out on the map, and that's what matters, that, you know, they're far away from the enemy. We'll take a look at his deck, though, and we'll see exactly what he's got. So he's got the blueberries as well as 3 villagers, 700 wood, or 700 food, rather. And the 600 wood. Also in H2, he's got the leather cannons. Now, keep in mind, these guys have been nerfed. They now cost 150 food to send in the second age. Also got 9 Carib allies, which is an unusual shipment. You don't see that a lot, but I guess it does make up for the fact that they don't have access to skirmishers in the second age. In the third age, we can see the addition of the new 8 skirmisher cards, so this card has been buffed up recently. And other cards, nothing else of noting, or nothing worth noting really, other than the 2 Falconets and 2 Culverins, which we used to see a lot of in the very beginning days of Sweden, but not so much anymore. So let's take a look back over at Yukietty, see what Yukietty's up to. Dropping down a forward tower, so he's got the watchtower coming out. He's already in age 2, so he's going to be sending in 4 villages and then going to be following it up with 700 wood. So a very economic-orientated build, I would say. In the second age, he didn't send any subsequent cards or any secondary cards to that 3 villages. Looks like there was a bit of a pause there, but we've gone straight through that. 2 villages on the front mine are going to be gathering up, and it looks like he's got a couple units in transition, or in queue rather, Desert Raiders. So we're at 5 minutes right now. These Desert Raiders are coming out. Desert Raiders notoriously swift, so 6.75 movement speed, but the fact that they train very quickly, you can see in the watchtower how fast they train, combined with the fact that you can have this watchtower up in the first age, or at least start building it in the first age, really means that you're going to be building these quickly. And they're heading out, probably going to be picking up at least a villager kill out here. I do suspect the villager is still here, but it doesn't look like it is, so he's just going to have to do his best with a killing of the Torp. Now, one of the things to note here, okay, siege, I'm not sure if this is bugged, okay, so I might need to report this to the developers. Can you see how fast these guys are throwing their torches? 1.5. They throw it twice as fast as every other unit around. So the Explorer's got a siege fire rate of 3, so that effectively doubles their siege. Their siege is 20, but it really is 40, just simply because they throw their torches so damn fast. Now, I'm not sure if Yukietty would realize this, but with this mine not having a villager on it, highly likely it's moved up here. So let's take a look and see what we spot. Yes, there is indeed a villager up to the north, but it looks like the Lizard Man probably doesn't really know where those mines are. He does actually know where they are, so it looks like he's going to be moving in to take this one. Should be able to top this one up, so very, very sneaky. Now got a little bit more harassment beginning on the Torps in the base. You can just see how fast they throw the torch. It looks a little bit hilarious at this point. We've now got Corollians coming out. First shipment that's come in has been the huge cords of wood, so there's 700 wood in total. Going to be sending in 3 Hussars now. Those Desert Raiders doing a great job. That's the second Torp being taken down and finding that villager, so doing a wonderful job of just cleaning it up. Yukietty really putting on a clinic now, showing how to deal with the Swedes. Now, keep in mind, the Swedes have obviously been nerfed. We don't really know exactly how strong they are. I've played one game as the Swedes, and let me tell you, it was actually in this matchup, and it was impossible. It was so hard. I just felt like the Hausa had so many answers for everything I threw at them. It was a very, very difficult game. So I actually played that game against Fitzbro, so it was a very well-played game to Fitzbro. So Yukietty now going to be sending in Sahelian Kingdom, so this is a 15% combat card, because these units here are outlaws, okay? They are technically outlaws. Even though they cost food and even though they cost coin, they are outlaws. They've got a very, very high population in relation to their stats. So it works out to be about double. So for these guys here, it's slightly more. So they've got 3 population. They cost the same as an Ulan though. So, you know, it's a pretty decent unit considering it's a cost associated with the Ulan, and it's only 3 pop. It just means you got to get a few extra houses out. You can see how many houses Yukietty's got out here. In addition to that, also got the Desert Warriors out. So these guys are 30 food and 70 coin. So a lot of coin, very coin heavy. But here we spot him beginning to take a fight. He's only got 12 range on these guys. Compare that to the Corollians, which are 12 range as well. So going to be able to take very easy, effective fights. So I'd be curious to see exactly how he goes. But down the south of the map, I apologize for missing this. It looks like Hussars are now beginning to attack the Desert Raiders. One of the Torps did go down. So that's, I think, a total of 3 Torps now and a villager that's been taken out. So Yukietty doing a great job. And look at him just leaving units on each of these coin mines. Exactly what he needs to be doing. So he's going to force his opponent to you know, come over and force him off the coin mine. If any villagers head out here, it's going to be cleaned up completely. So Yukietty doing a great job there against the Lizard King. We now see this trading post about to pop up. There it is. So he's taken 2 of the trading posts. He does have this 3rd one available down the south if he does want to do that. Taking that would obviously give him line of sight of this coin mine as well, so he'd be able to really provide a lot of harassment there when needed. Now, he's also put a university down in the base. I'm not sure exactly what the timing was for this university. Now, one of the things to note is that when you place a university, Ideally, you're going to want to place it near a trading post. Now, even though you might not be thinking about taking this trading post right now, you want to try and place it, you know, right around here, just so it picks up the town center, just so it picks up that potentially, if you do think about making it. Yukietty's macro is looking great, though. You can see all of his resources are under 100 right now. He's got 19 Desert Warriors. These guys are going to be very effective against the enemy Corollians because they've already got that range resist. They've got higher health pool than normal, plenty of damage, 27 siege as well, just a really great unit here. Also a really nice animation, 1.5 attack rate as well, which means that they're going to be attacking almost twice as fast as the Corollians. We take a look back at the Lizard King, we see what he's up to. You can see it looks like he wants to age for a, or macro for an age up, but it's going to be a difficult spot for him. Doesn't have a lot of Torps up, only 10 Torps at the moment, including one that is, one that's building somewhere. I suspect. Yeah, there it is. So one that's about to go up. So doing his best here. One of the things that I would suggest for newer players to Sweden, if you're having a difficult time against a civilization like the Hausa, where they are taking control of the map, forcing you off these coin mines, don't be afraid to put 5 Torps down here, especially with the new lower rates on your Torps. They're going to be taking longer to exhaust your coin mines, so don't be afraid to put 5 Torps on there. If you can fit 6, go for it. I mean, 6 is normally pushing it. If you're putting 6 Torps on a coin mine, it makes it, you know, you've got to be very, very precise with your placement for it. But we do see that third trade post going up now for Yukietty. Going to be sending in 700 coin now, the Lizard King is, and looking for that age up. We turn back to Yukietty's perspective. We see he's actually sending in the Berber allies. So I think this is going to be a total, yeah, it's going to be 5 villager shipment. Now keep in mind, Berber allies, Berbers are actually stronger than normal villagers. So this is going to be working out to be like a 6 villager shipment. Just because of how much faster they gather. Actually, probably even a bit more than that, maybe 6.5. So very nice. Yukietty making, I think, a little bit of a mistake here. If he makes these Berbers, I don't think these ones can come in. There's a weird way that the population works. And now we see the 5 Berbers coming in. You can see that these guys buff themselves up, so they've got a little aura around each other. So they actually increase each other's speed. They also increase each other's health. And now we've got new units coming out. The Corsair Marksman coming out for Yukietty, so really focusing on this mercenary and outlaw build, doing a great job. These are kind of skirmisher units, a little bit similar to the Cazador. Looks like he's got a couple of them getting caught out by the enemy Hussars, but the Raiders are going to come over and help clean that up. He's going to continue kiting away, microing away. You can see on the front line, he's got the big Desert Warriors with the higher HP, the 20% resist. And then on the back line, he's got those Corsair Marksmen. They've got lower HP, but much higher resists, though. So Yukietty now being forced back by the Corollians. You can see that he's actually quite far ahead in score. So up about 3k score at the moment, but despite that, he's pushing ahead against the Swedish player. Or rather, the Swedish player is actually pushing him back. So he did send in that 700 coin. I'll be curious to see. He actually has recalled it. I'm not sure what he's done. What he's sent instead. He might have switched it up and gone for the leathers instead. So it definitely seems like a reasonable approach if he wants to stay H2, but he's going to need a few more production buildings. You can see that he's beginning to stack up resources quite significantly. A lot of villagers in queue, a lot of units in queue at this point. He's got 90 Torp population, which isn't that high, so economy is not the best. Now, keep in mind, Sweden does underscore. Hausa typically overscores a little bit, so it doesn't really surprise me, but we can see Yukietty's doing pretty well on his economy. He's up to 40 villagers now. He's got those Berbers in as well. So he is really looking good. I'd be curious to know exactly how many he's got. So he's got 7 Berbers at the moment. We know that because he's got the 2 here, and then he's got 5 back home. So a really nice economy that he's got going for himself right now. Yukietty is dealing with a little bit of a push here. Lizard King is trying his best to push in, but Yukietty doing great, just forcing his opponent back, just hanging out for a little bit. And now we can see the Lafitte Knights are coming in. Here they come, Rumpus Riders, probably going to be popping out to this forward base. I wouldn't be surprised. There they go, 5 Lafitte Knights now coming in, looking to really just deal damage and get on the front line. Lafitte Knights are incredibly tanky. We can see the way the Corollians are trying to get on top of the leather cannons, trying to protect them. The Lafitte Knights are getting on top and just doing a wonderful job of cleaning this up. It looks like he's going to be able to overcome his opponent and now cleaning them up even with more Desert Raiders. These Desert Raiders were down to the south. They've now come in, and it looks like Hausa is going to take this one. Congratulations go over to our victor, Yukietty. If you'd like to see more content like this, Yukietty's got a Twitch channel. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Big ups to him. Congratulations go over to Yukietty. If you've enjoyed this game, make sure you leave a like. If you think I missed something, make sure you leave a comment, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.